Well, the next exercise we're going to perform is called the deadlift pattern. Now, the deadlift pattern is what's classified as a bend pattern. Now, all bend patterns, what we're working on is to be able to work on strengthening, bending over, and then standing back up. So, what we're going to do with the bend pattern, the basic deadlift pattern, is we're going to spread out our feet about shoulder width, have a little bit of a toe point, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in, letting the belly rise. And then we draw on the abdominal, so we pull that belly button in towards our spine, and we're going to end up having, we want to make sure we have good upright posture. And then what we're going to do is we're going to exhale on the way down and on the way up as we're bending forward, holding on to a bar. And we're going to exhale. As you see, I exhaled on the way down and on the way up. Demonstrate again. Inhale, belly rise. Draw it in, exhale on the way up and the way down. Now I notice as we do the bend pattern is that the head comes down too. What we don't want is that I don't want the head trying to stay on the horizon. So it's going to put a lot of strain on our cervical spine if we do that. So what we want is we want our whole body bending. So our head is attached with our body, so we want to be able to keep our entire body in line from head, upper back, lower back, and hips. So we want to make sure that we have good neutral curvature the whole way down. So again, breathe in, draw it in, exhale as we come down and up. Now, I'm going to show that from the side view as well. So, and from the side view, we're going to inhale, belly comes out, draw the abdominals in, exhale as we come down and come up. Now when we do this pattern, we also want to make sure that our pelvis doesn't tuck under, and we don't want to lose our lumbar curve. So when our pelvis tucks under, our lower back flattens, and we end up putting ourselves in more risk for a disc herniation. So what we want to make sure that we do is we want to make sure that we hold that lumbar curve. So I'll show what a good deadlift is, and then one that ends up going a little too far deep into the range of motion. So we're going to inhale. Draw it in, exhale as we come down. So right here is a good deadlift, and as you see that I have good lumbar thoracic and cervical curvature, and then as I start to go down, if I were to go down a little farther, you see my back starts to flatten and my pelvis starts to tuck under. So you see right about this point, it starts to flatten. So I usually stop right before I start to flatten. So stop for me is right below my kneecaps. So each person's going to be different on their range of motion on a deadlift. So you always want to make sure that you learn and you find out how far it is that you can go before that pelvis starts to tuck under, and so that you can do the deadlift without putting yourself at any excess risk for injury. And that is the deadlift pattern.